Over the course of about the next week or so, there's going to be what we call a planetary alignment. There's going to be 5 planets that will be visible early in the night sky, so pretty much just right after sunset is going to be your best chance to see it, with Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, Uranus, and Mars all being visible in the sky.
So it starts tonight, and you said it's kind of
Yeah. So tonight will be kind of the first night that people can be able to see it. Although as we go further in the week, the skywatchers will get a better chance to see some of the planets. It'll happen right around sunset. Will be the chance to see Mercury and Jupiter, but just a few minutes after sunset, they're going to dip below the horizon. So those first few minutes right after sunset will be the chance to view all 5 planets in the night sky.
And you can see that will this be, how can people see this then?
Right, so Mercury and Jupiter are going to be pretty low on the horizon on the western sky just right after sunset. So if you kind of look right where the sun set, you should be able to see Mercury and Jupiter. And then just kind of continue following that to the east, and you'll be able to see Venus, and near the moon you'll be able to actually see Mars. Uranus is going to be the one that's a little bit tricky to see. It's much farther away and a fainter object, but if people have a pair of binoculars, that should be able to help them to see Uranus as well.
So you can see this from the blind eye then?
Yeah, absolutely. So Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Mars are all going to be with your own eye. Uranus, if you have really exceptionally dark skies, you can maybe see it as like a green blob. But if you have a good pair of binoculars or a telescope, you should be able to also see Uranus.
And what should people be on the lookout for? What are some cues that people can say, oh, that's it?
Well, so the brightest one that people will be able to see is Venus. That's actually the 3rd brightest object in the sky behind the sun and the moon is Venus. So people look to the western sky, they see something that looks like a really bright star. Chances are you're actually looking at Venus. And then Mars is going to be near the moon. It'll be a reddish object, a red planet Mars. Jupiter and Mercury are going to be near the western horizon. So if you kind of look right after sunset, right along the horizon line, you might see 2 dimly lit objects. Those will probably be Mercury and Jupiter. And then Uranus is going to be that kind of greenish blob if you have a really clear dark sky, but if you have a pair of binoculars, should be able to see that one as well.
And why is this significant?
Right, so this is what we call a planetary alignment, and that just happens as planets orbit the sun at different rates. Sometimes they kind of all line up in a way that we can see them here on Earth. And sometimes that happens with like 2 or 3 planets. We had just last month you could see Venus and Jupiter close together. But now we have 5 different planets. And it's rare. It happens about every 2, 3, 4 years that we can see a large amount of planets, like 5 or 6 planets in the sky all together.
And in your role, what do you kind of prepare this department for? How do you prepare them? What is this lesson to them when this comes?
Yeah, absolutely. So here at the Earth and Space Science Center, our job is to inspire the community towards science, one visit at a time. And so when events like this come up during our planetarium shows, we often we can put that up in the dome and show people how they can find it, talk about the different objects they can see in the sky, and help them just to get excited and going outside and looking up at the sky and being inspired about what's above us.
And why is it special to see the 5 planets align?
Right, so it's a rare event. It doesn't happen all the time, every 3 or 4 years. And sometimes it's different planets that we can see up in the sky at different times. And so whenever we have a chance to inspire people to get outside and go look up at the sky, we always encourage people to do so.
Is there anything else I missed that you would like to add for the camera?
Right, so we are open to the public Tuesdays through Saturdays. We do shows talking about things like the night sky and when there's planetary alignments and other special events. And there's going to be another alignment happening in just about a year time, just over a year time here in Tyler, and we're starting to get people excited about that. That's going to be a total solar eclipse. That's going to be when the sun and the moon align, casts a huge shadow over the city of Tyler. Sky will go dark. It's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime event. So when any type of special events like this planetary alignment happen or things like that, we always like to encourage the community and help them learn a little bit more about the world around them.
Perfect. And do they have to call ahead, or can they just kind of come in Tuesday to Saturday?
Right, so we're open Tuesday through Saturday. During the week, Tuesday through Friday, we're open from 12 to 4, Saturdays 11 to 4. You can visit our website, that's sciencecenter.tjc.edu, for our full schedule and information.